Stevie Daniels. The time now is 4:30 on this Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at your full forecast. This is not really the best way to kick off our Tuesday. You see a lot of purple popping up on this alert map right here. This shows us that we have winter weather advisories underway until the later parts of the morning. Some advisories don't even expire until early afternoon. But it does look like the better opportunity to encounter some slick spots on the roads as you head out for your morning drive will be the case mostly to the north and west of the Chesapeake Bay. And looking at road conditions right now, it's still looking a little bit icy, a little bit snow covered. We dealt with a dusting to an inch of snow yesterday. Some of that still coating the surfaces, mostly just dealing with wet roads from Annapolis down towards Stevensville and even closer to Easton. And here's a quick peek at radar this morning, showcasing that green color and also that pink. So we have some rain mixing in with that freezing rain, likely dealing with snow showers, mostly focused to the north of the Pennsylvania line. So we do have radar pretty active this morning. This is going to persist throughout pretty much the rest of the morning, but this wintry mix lingers up until about the 9 to 10 o'clock hour before it transitions over to all rain. Ice amounts look generally light, less than 1/10 of an inch for most areas, which is very good news. But you want to keep in mind that some slick spots out there, some wet roads, just treat them as very icy this morning. As we take a glance at futurecast, we have temperatures warming up into the upper 30s to even near 40 degrees by lunchtime today, dealing with sporadic rain showers throughout the second half of the day. You'll need that rain gear handy. The kids will want that rain jacket as well. As they head home from school, we have some showers that will work in from west to east. It's looking pretty widespread in coverage closer to dinner time. And then as we head into the overnight, still dealing with some spotty showers here and there. Temperatures about 5 to 6 feet above the surface, mostly hanging out in the upper 20s to even the lower 30s. So at or below freezing, 30 in Aberdeen, 32 over in Stevensville, and 30 out in Sykesville. I promise temps are going to be warming up very slowly throughout the day today because of those onshore winds and all the clouds that we have to work with. But everything should transition over to all rain by 10 o'clock this morning. So this will likely take out that snowpack, and also it'll help melt some of that ice out there on the roads. Taking a glance at your 7-day forecast, it's going to truly feel like early May out there later this week. Look at our temperatures. They're going to be quickly climbing back into the mid-60s. Stevie Daniels, the time now is 4:42 on this Tuesday morning. Let's take a peek at your super 7-day forecast. We're starting off with a wintry mix of freezing rain, even dealing with rain showers across the lower end of the eastern shore. So it might be a little bit icy out there on the driveways and sidewalks as the kids walk out to the bus. Grab the rain jacket for them this morning because we do have those rain showers that will persist throughout the day today. Overall rain showers look generally light, but they're going to be pretty off and on in nature as the kids get dropped off from school this afternoon. We only fall into the low to mid 40s tonight, so temps are going to stay above average as we have that southeasterly breeze to work with and also those clouds lingering as well. 56 degrees tomorrow. We start to really warm things up as we head into the rest of this week. 56 tomorrow afternoon, but dealing with those occasional spotty showers. And we have periods of rain that are going to be off and on throughout the rest of this week. Not complaining about this temperature though, 64 degrees, 13 degrees above average for this time of year. Heading into your Thursday, we have that southerly wind that's going to help keep us above average. Friday's the day where we could touch 70 degrees, feeling like some slick spots out there on the roads. Take it slow, especially if you live to the north and west of I-95. That's where we are seeing not only that dusting of snow from yesterday, but also some freezing rain mixing in. So this could create some slippery spots on roadways, sidewalks, even driveways. As the kids are heading out to school, they want to walk very carefully. So this is a look at radar. It's picking up not only on that freezing rain right around the metro and even across areas farther northwest, but mostly dealing with rain showers from Chestertown down towards Easton, even just to the south of Annapolis. This is the reason why we have winter weather advisories underway throughout the later parts of this morning, pretty much throughout a good chunk of the region, north and west of Annapolis. That's where we are seeing those advisories underway until the later parts of this morning, when that transition occurs all over to rain by 9 to 10 o'clock. But we will be dealing with this freezing rain throughout the next few hours. Just Stevie Daniels. The time now is 5:11 on this Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at your full forecast because something really cool is going to happen this morning. We have the total lunar eclipse. Totality occurs between 6:04 this morning and 7:02, the best time frame to view these conditions. This This occurs when the Earth passes in between the sun and the moon. It casts a really hard shadow on the moon, giving it kind of a blood red look, which is the reason why it gets its nickname as the blood moon. However, we have so many clouds above us this morning that really could limit our chances of seeing this really cool phenomenon. We have a lot of rain and even some freezing rain traveling through the area this morning. Most of this is tracking in from the west. You can see some greens and pinks popping up right here on radar, and it shows that the freezing rain is most likely falling along into the northwest of the Beltway, even extending down towards Annapolis as temperatures near the surface are hovering at or below freezing, but road surface temperatures are hovering a little bit above freezing this morning, which is supporting some of this freezing rain and mostly dealing with rain showers from Stevensville southward. In terms of ice, less than 1/10 of an inch. That's what we can expect for a lot of the area, which is very good news, but this could create some very slippery conditions on the roads this morning as you head out and about. The kids might be dodging some of those slick spots as they walk out on the driveway, head closer to the sidewalks, as well as the bus picks them up. So make sure they walk very carefully. Grab the rain jacket for them as well. We do have winter weather advisories underway today through later this morning for a really good chunk of central Maryland, mostly for areas to the north and west of Anne Arundel County. That's because we have those slick spots that could become a little bit of a concern throughout the morning drive. But then all of this is going to transition over to cold rain by 10 to 11 o'clock this morning, just dealing with some spotty rain showers throughout the second half of the day. The coverage of rain looks like it ramps up near dinner time, and then that will also extend throughout the rest of this week. We're talking about waves of rain stretching into your Friday. Here's a glance at temps this morning. Like I mentioned before, we're starting off at or below freezing, sitting at 30 degrees out towards Bel Air and also in Westminster. We should be hovering in the low to mid 40s today, which is going to help support that precipitation to fall in the form of a liquid raindrop. So we have that rain that's going to still be falling as the kids head home from school this afternoon. Rain persists throughout the rest of this week, but that's not going to stop our temps of Maryland, especially right around the I-95 corridor and across the western half of the state. Zooming in a little bit right around the metro, dealing with that freezing rain skirting through. A little bit of a break in the freezing rain activity the farther north you go up towards central Baltimore County, up 83. Westminster, you guys are about to deal with that extra dose of some freezing rain this morning. It looks a little bit steadier back off towards Frederick, right around Montgomery County and Howard County, and then mostly dealing with cold rain showers up and down the eastern shore and to the south of Annapolis. We have winter weather advisories underway this morning because of this freezing rain that could lead to some slick spots out there on the roads. These are in place until about the 10 to 11 o'clock hour for spots further northwest of the Chesapeake Bay. That transition over to all rain should occur by 10 o'clock this morning. Just be careful out there on the roads. Back to you, Daniels. The time now is 5:48 on this Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at your full forecast. A live look outside at Westminster at McDaniel College shows you that on the camera lens we have some rain droplets on the lens as of right now, dealing with some freezing rain out there throughout a really good chunk of the area, mostly up and down the I-95 corridor and for points further northwest. We do have mostly just cold rain showers focused to the south of Annapolis, including areas up and down the eastern shore. Already have some school delays this morning because this freezing rain likely creating some slick spots out there, not just on the roads, but also sidewalks and driveways. The kids will want to walk extra slow to the bus stop this morning because we are going to be dealing with slippery conditions throughout a pretty good chunk of the morning before that cold rain takes over for most by 10 to even 11 o'clock. In terms of ice, less than 1/10 of an inch can be expected, which is very good news. But this freezing rain, as it's traveling through this morning, could certainly create some slick spots out there on the roads, leading to some headaches for the morning travel. This is the reason why we have winter weather advisories in effect this morning through about 10 to 11 o'clock for a good chunk of the area. And you can see they're mostly confined to areas north and west of Anne Arundel County because we do have some of that freezing rain that's traveling through. But as we take a look closer to lunchtime, temperatures should be above freezing during that point. Some areas could actually be pushing into the 40s by that standpoint. Heading around 5 to 6 o'clock, we have spotty showers that are going to linger across the area. The kids will want that rain jacket, something with a hood for the bus ride home because those showers are going to be sliding through. The coverage of rain looks a little bit greater as we progress towards dinner time, even beyond. And and then we have periods of rain off and on in nature throughout the rest of this week. Temps a little bit above the surface, hovering near that freezing mark, so it's supporting those raindrops to fall in that liquid form. But once they hit the ground, they freeze on contact because road temperatures, especially northwest of the Beltway, likely below that freezing mark this morning. As we take a look at your planner, temps are going to be hovering right around the lower 40s by 1 to 2 o'clock, and most of us should be hovering in the low to mid 40s today. I have lowered high temperatures today because of all those clouds and also that onshore wind. We have above average warmth expected as we head into the next 6 to 10 days. Our temps are going to be hovering above average pretty much throughout not only the mid-Atlantic region, but a good chunk of the United States. The eastern half likely going to experience this abnormal warmth. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we're going to be creeping up in the temp department every single day this week. Yes, we do have some rain showers, but at least we're going to be touching the low, and it kind of creates this red glow. So throughout the month of March, the full moon is known as the blood moon. That's where it gets its nickname from. But unfortunately, it's not looking the best to look up to the skies to try to see that cool phenomenon because we have all these clouds. We also have this freezing rain and rain that's stretching in this morning. Radar's picking up on a lot of that pink, showcasing that freezing rain hitting and falling across our northern suburbs. This is impacting the Baltimore metro. It's creating slick spots out west as well. From Annapolis down towards southern Maryland, just dealing with cold rain showers. Chestertown, you guys are already starting to see some freezing rain mix in, which is creating some icy conditions out there across the western half of the county. But road conditions not looking too great farther northwest of the bay. Take it slow on the roads. We have winter weather advisories throughout about the 10 o'clock hour this morning. I'll break down more details for you coming up in my full forecast. Christy?
Well, great advice, Stevie.
Meteorologist Stevie Daniels. The time now is 6:18. Let's take a look at your full forecast on this Tuesday morning. Not really the best way to kick off a Tuesday. We are starting off with a wintry mix sliding through the area this morning. So I brought this wintry mess back with me. As we take a look at your latest alerts, we still have those winter weather advisories in place throughout the later parts of this morning for all of these areas highlighted in this purple color. This is because we could encounter some slick spots out there on the roads as this freezing rain makes its way through our northern communities. So it is stretching and looking pretty steady, falling across the Baltimore metro up towards not only Hartford, but also Baltimore, Carroll, and even Frederick counties down towards Howard and Montgomery counties. You guys are also seeing this freezing rain slide through, and then mostly dealing with cold rain showers from Annapolis southward as temperatures right around the surface, even slightly above, starting off a little bit above that freezing mark. We have road temperatures sitting below freezing this morning, which is still helping to keep some of that light snow out there on the grassy surfaces. We dealt with a dusting to a trace yesterday. And as we take a look at your road temps, still kind of ranging a little bit near that freezing mark, a little bit above it down towards Easton. So that is supporting most likely just dealing with the rain across our southern communities right around Talbot County. But temps about 5 to 6 feet above the surface, starting off right around that freezing mark. So this is supporting that not only rain, but also that freezing rain across the area right now. But by 10 to 11 o'clock, most of this is just going to fall in the form of rain as temperatures warm up well into the 30s. There could be some areas like Annapolis that actually touch that 40-degree mark by this time frame, and then mid to upper 40s across not only Queen Anne's, but also Talbot and Caroline. So it really just depends on where you are across the state. And getting into the afternoon, we're not done with the rain yet. We'll be dealing with on and off rain showers throughout the second half of the day. This will also persist into the overnight. So taking a look at your bus stop planner, have the kids walk very carefully to the bus stop this morning. I expect sidewalks and driveways to also be a little bit slippery at times as we do keep temperatures hovering right around that freezing mark, slightly above it, most likely right around the Baltimore area. 45 degrees this afternoon. Coco is like, I'm staying inside today. I don't blame her at all. We have those spotty showers that will linger throughout the second half of the day, but you will want to make sure you get outside later this week and also this weekend to feel that unseasonable warmth. We are going to be ranging above average. That's really looking to be the case across the mid-Atlantic. Temps are going to be climbing back into the mid-60s heading into your Thursday. This is creating some slick spots out there, so the kids might be slipping and sliding. Hopefully they don't on the driveways and sidewalks. So just make sure they walk very carefully. They have the umbrella with them because they'll likely need it for the bus ride home as the bus drops them off We still have the chance for some rain showers that will skirt through the region. But right now our temps are hovering close to freezing, and we will be rising into the mid 40s today. 56 degrees tomorrow, so we bump temperatures up about 6 degrees above average heading into your Wednesday afternoon. Dealing with spotty rain showers throughout the second half of the day. Your furry friend going to likely want to play in some of those puddles out there. But I do recommend getting outside even though we have periods of rain showers throughout the rest of this week because our temps are going to be so warm. 64 degrees, 13 degrees above average for this time of year on Thursday, and then it doesn't stop there. We could touch 70 on Friday. We're supposed to be right around 70 degrees in early May, so getting a little taste. Meteorologist Stevie Daniels. The time now is 6:48 on this Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at your full forecast. This is not normally what we like to see on a Tuesday morning, not only dealing with rain from Severn down towards Annapolis, even closer to Easton, but we're also dealing with some freezing rain. That's what radar is picking up on, and that's why these areas appear in this pink color right here. So we have that freezing rain, that icy mix that's stretching across our northern suburbs. It is invading the Baltimore metro, likely creating some slick spots out there on the roadways. This is the reason why we have winter weather advisories in place throughout the later parts of this morning. I do expect that transition to occur over all terrain by the 10 to even 11 o'clock hour, giving temperatures enough time to warm up above that freezing mark, even above the mid 30s. We should be approaching 40 degrees right around noon today. Road temperatures are sitting below freezing along into the northwest of the I-95 corridor, likely helping some of that freezing rain to kind of stick on contact with the surface, creating some of those slippery spots on the sidewalks and driveways as well. The kids need to be mindful of that when they're heading out to the bus stop. We do have air temperatures about 5 to 6 feet above the ground, sitting at or slightly below freezing this morning. Here's a look at Futurecast though. As we approach 10 to 11 o'clock, this should all turn over to rain. This is going to continue throughout noon today, dealing with some sporadic rain showers, so I do recommend eating lunch inside today. And then the coverage of rain looks to ramp up closer to 6 to 7 o'clock. If you're heading home from work a little bit later today, you will be dodging some of these rain showers. That steady rain persists throughout about 10 to 11 o'clock before it starts to break apart a little bit as we approach midnight. Most of us should be flirting with the upper 30s and the lower 40s right around noon today. And I do expect many areas to be hitting the low to mid 40s by the middle part of the afternoon. Dealing with on and off rain showers throughout the day today, and that trend persists throughout the rest of this week. However, our temps aren't really going to take too much of a hit from all this rain and all the clouds that we're dealing with. They're likely going to be above average across not only the mid-Atlantic, but New England, down towards the Carolinas, also St. Louis likely going to experience this above normal warmth as we enter the weekend. And it's almost time to spring forward. 1 hour daylight saving time will begin on Sunday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. So yes, we'll lose an hour of sleep, but we gain an hour of daylight. Just depends on how you look at it. As we take a look at your 7-day forecast, I'm liking these temps. Don't really love the conditions though. That rain stretches into your Friday. We look a little bit drier this weekend. We should be touching